you, and good morning. I'm so honored to be here with so many distinguished leaders who share a commitment to keeping America moving forward. I want to first share how grateful I am to the McCain Institute for bringing us all together. The Sedona Forum is an incredible opportunity to hear from some of the brightest minds and boldest thinkers and find a moment to come together in a world that feels increasingly more divided. This forum convenes some of the most consequential voices in national security, foreign policy, and democratic governance. The conversations you'll have this weekend on Ukraine, China, Iran, and the future of American power matter enormously, and Arizona is proud to host those conversations. A lot has happened in the Grand Canyon State over the last year. Historic investments, monumental groundbreakings, and tough but necessary conversations, all with the mission of putting Arizonans at the heart of American prosperity, exactly where we belong. We are proud to play a leading role in the advancement of America's semiconductor production. We know this is a national security story, not just an economic one. As of this year, the semiconductor industry in Arizona has created over 25,000 new family-sustaining jobs and has attracted $205 billion in new capital investment. And last month, TSMC completed construction on their second fab, where they will begin volume production late next year. The massive success of Arizona's semiconductor industry speaks to something greater. When America needs to compete with China for technological dominance, Arizona is the answer. Our efforts to attract top-tier companies, build a world-class workforce, and lower costs for Arizonans have laid the foundation for economic growth, security, and prosperity. We rank second in the nation for economic performance and fifth for future economic outlook. And we've moved up to rank third in U.S. energy storage, representing a 129% year-over-year increase, nearly twice as much as our competitors in Texas and California. All of this to say, Arizona is getting it done, and it is in America's best interest that we keep this momentum going, which is why I must address the critical topic of the Colorado River. The return on investment for Arizona's portion of this water is unparalleled. No other state produces more advanced AI chips, guided missile systems, critical minerals, or leafy greens than Arizona per drop of Colorado River water. Since the late 1950s, we've added over 6 million people to our state and have an economy 100 times bigger, and yet we still use roughly the same amount of water, and we're willing to conserve more. But recent plans from the Department of Interior are putting our water supply in jeopardy. Although 7 states and Mexico share the river, the current federal plan is to balance a water shortage completely on Arizona's back, threatening to kneecap our ability to fuel these industries that are critical to national security. This is an unacceptable outcome for our state, our water users, and our business community. With the ongoing conflict in Iran and the strain on America's missile stockpiles, Arizona's massive aerospace and defense industry is more important than ever. We literally build the defense systems that keep Americans and our allies safe. In our struggle against China in the AI arms race, Arizona semiconductors are the key for victory for the Western world. I have been a staunch advocate for Arizona, working to cast aside bureaucratic plans that lack imagination or vision, and push for federal leadership and ambitious approaches that align natural resource and infrastructure policy with the national security issues at stake, securing the water supply we need to feed America, power America, and defend America. Just yesterday, Arizona, California, and Nevada submitted an updated proposal to the federal government for a near-term plan to stabilize the river over the next several years. This proposal asks every lower basin state to chip in on the preservation of the Colorado River, boosting reservoir elevations in Lake Mead, and creating conservation savings that protect lower basin water users and economies. Most importantly, our proposal gives the federal government a pathway to success, an alternative to the reckless cutbacks they previously proposed that would have decimated Arizona's Central Arizona project supplies. Let me be very clear. America's national security goals rely on Arizona receiving our fair share of Colorado River water. They rely on Arizona-made missiles, Arizona-made semiconductors, and Arizona-grown food. There is no onshoring of mission-critical supply chains or military preparedness without a secure water future for Arizona. The federal government must step in, show leadership, and adopt a reasonable and fair plan that equitably shares the burden of saving this river. Arizona continues to offer collaborative solutions and proposals to conserve water. We've demonstrated this with our lower basin proposal and continued commitments to do our part and put real water savings on the table. We won't give up on finding a cooperative path forward, but neither will we back down in defending the future of our state when our water is on the line. Arizona is a hub, not just for energy, economic growth, and semiconductor manufacturing, but for innovation, problem solving, and the kind of leadership that this forum embodies. And that's why I was thrilled earlier this year to break ground on the McCain Library and Museum. Here, world leaders, policy experts, advocates, and everyday Arizonans will gather to discuss and debate our most prevalent issues, shaping national and international discourse. With a library that lends itself to studying and research, students from all over the world will come here to advance their pursuit of knowledge. And the bedrock for all of this, a museum detailing the life and legacy of an Arizona hero we can all learn from, Senator John McCain. Today, the values Senator McCain held dear, country over party, safeguarding democracy both at home and abroad, and fighting for the freedoms of every American are more important than ever. Every day, our country faces new threats and new challenges. Democratic norms are being tested. Alliances are strained. Political violence and intimidation creep closer to home. In moments like this, Americans need places that remind us who we are and what we stand for. Arizona is that place, and you are all here today because you recognize that. Throughout the course of this forum, you will have conversations about national security that is in the top 5 for concentration of aerospace and defense manufacturing, home to Luke Air Force Base, Davis-Monthan, Fort Huachuca, Marine Corps Air Station Yuma, and Yuma Proving Grounds. About freedom and democracy in a state that has weathered the storm of conspiracy theories and bad actors. And about finding common ground in a divided America, in a state that has overcome the challenges of a divided government and delivered for Arizonans. Later today, you'll hear about how sports can expand America's reach, and Arizona demonstrates that better than anyone. We've been the host of the Super Bowl and both men's and women's NCAA Final Four championships just in the last few years. And this summer, Tucson's Keno Sports Complex will host Iran's national soccer team as their World Cup training base. A reminder that even in the most difficult geopolitical moments, sports has a unique power to keep dialogue open. I hope that you all leave Sedona with a greater sense of confidence and hope in the American people and what we can accomplish when we work together, with new friends and new partners and renewed conviction in the work that you do every day and that work matters. Thank you all so much for this opportunity. Enjoy the rest of the forum and your stay in the Grand Canyon State. Thank you.